Coca-Cola is facing backlash because they say that those who work for them have to learn to be less white. And yeah, this is confirmed even by Coca-Cola that, yeah, those are materials that we put out. And, we're just trying to tell people that you need to be less oppressive. This is from Newsweek, guys. This is what YouTube would say is a top shelf authoritative source. Coca-Cola, facing mounting backlash from conservatives online, has responded to allegations of anti-white rhetoric after an internal whistleblower, and I love those. I love whistleblowers. Because, truth fears no scrutiny. If it's the truth, let's hear it. If the truth is offensive, let's hear it. A whistleblower leaked screenshots of diversity training materials that encourages staff to, quote, try to be less white. I'm not reporting from the Babylon Bee. This isn't an SNL sketch script. This is from Newsweek. On Friday, this Carolyn woman, an activist who supports banning critical race theory, shared images from an internal whistleblower of the company's online racist training. The slides included tips to learn how to be, quote, less white, less arrogant, less certain, less defensive, ignorant, ignorant, and more humble. By the way, all of those bullet points are what it means to be white. White, if you're white, you're arrogant. If you're white, you're certain. If you're white, you're defensive. If you're white, you're ignorant. And I'll show you that. I'm going to show you the actual slide in a second. So stay tuned. In the U.S. and other Western nations, this is one of the slides reads this, and we're going to read it. In the U.S. and other Western nations, white people are socialized. This is a broad brush too, guys. It's like when you say it like this and you just broad brush it, you're lumping everybody into this category. White people in the U.S. and other Western nations, just white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they're white. Quote, research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it is better to be white. Is that the way you were raised? That's not the way I was raised. I was raised along the lines of what Martin Luther King Jr. said. Judge a man by the content of his character, not by the color of his skin. If they do you wrong, if they're out there committing crimes, if they're stealing from people, if they're damaging people's property and they're not compensating compensating for the damage, then those are the people who are actually doing wrong. Judge them, and it doesn't matter what color they are. Was it a white guy that did it? Was it a black girl that did it? Was it an Asian? Was it a Hispanic? Judge a person according to what they do, what their actions are, by the content of their character, because that's how the content of your character comes out. It comes out through your actions. It comes out through how you express yourself. That's the content of your character. Who cares what color you are? What if you're a respectful black woman? Then you've got a good character. You know, if the tenor of your life is that you're a respectful person, who cares what color your skin is? Who cares what gender you are? Who cares? You know who cares? CNN cares. What did Donald Lemon from the Communist News Network say? He said, the biggest terror threat in America today is white men radicalized to the right. He just broad brushes everybody. And right before that, he goes, well, we shouldn't demonize people, as he proceeds to demonize white men who are radicalized to the right, saying that that's the biggest terror threat on American soil. A Coca-Cola spokesperson confirmed that the course is, quote, part of a learning plan to help build an inclusive workplace. Everybody but white people, obviously. We want to build an inclusive workplace, and we want to make an example out of white people because you're ignorant, and you're proud, and you're arrogant, and you're certain, and you're defensive. The course is part of a learning plan to help build an inclusive workplace, but also noted that, quote, the video circulating on social media is from a publicly available LinkedIn learning series and is not a focus of our company's curriculum. But it is part of it. If it's not a focus, then why is it even in there? It's at least part of a focus. That's a pretty disingenuous statement right there. This person is absolutely not being honest. Now, before I read more of this, because there's only 3 more paragraphs of this Newsweek article, I wanted to show you, I love how creative people are. They spoofed Coke to make an example out of him, and I love this. I'm going to play just part of it with the sound, but I think that it might be a copyrighted audio content, so listen. Okay, so the kid goes to the Coke cooler and gets this girl's attention. He's got a bottle of something, gives it to her. She takes a look at it, reads the label, and the label says, "If you're white, you suck." Which is basically what the curriculum from Coca-Cola is teaching people. If you're white, you're arrogant, you're certain, you're defensive, you're just no good if you're white. If you're white, you suck. But I love this. I love this twist at the end of the commercial. He looks at it. His friend looks at it. She confers with her girlfriends there. Just identify as another race. Hey, problem solved. Just identify. If you're white, you suck. Coca-Cola, stop being white. And I'm going to go over these slides in a second. Quote, "Are better together." Wait, let me get this back in frame for you. Such nonsense. The spokesperson said in a statement, quote, "Our Better Together global learning curriculum is part of a learning plan to help build an inclusive workplace. It's comprised of a number of short vignettes, each a few minutes long. The training includes access to LinkedIn Learning on a variety of topics, including on diversity, equity, and inclusion, all which excludes white people." You know, white people bad. That's what the tenor of this curriculum is. The company was referring to a YouTube video shared online by this person right here, the activist, during which she discusses and displays screenshots of the LinkedIn training course by American bestseller, this guy right here. Anti-racism training has become a divisive topic in America. It responds to the police killing of you-know-who that you can't mention on certain platforms. Liberals and progressives ramped up efforts to address systemic racism and view such training as necessary. So my question is, does racism exist? I'm sure it does. There are always going to be people out there who view themselves as superior to you because of something they never had anything to do with, i.e. the color of your skin or your ethnicity or your background. You don't have anything to do with that. And I think it's absolutely ludicrous to think that you're something special above and beyond other people because of the color of your skin, no matter what color you are, or because of your gender, no matter what gender you are. Any 58 genders, according to Facebook. The proponents of critical race theory have called for white people to acknowledge the advantages of being white for a more equitable society. So if you're another color than white, mainstream media specifically wants you to feel victimized and wants you to play the role of a victim. And if you're white, they want you to be ashamed of your whiteness. Let me show you some of these. I think I have let me show you some of these slides right here. This is some of the slides from the LinkedIn presentation, part of the curriculum from Coca-Cola that the spokesperson did not deny. Actually admitted. Confronting racism, understanding what it means to be white, challenging what it means to be racist. Next slide. To be less white is to be less oppressive, less arrogant, less certain, less defensive, less ignorant. Be more humble. Listen. To be less white is to listen. To be less white is to believe. Believe what? What should we believe? To be less white is to break with apathy, to break with white solidarity. Can you imagine what would happen, the outcry from the entire world, if it said to be less black is to be less oppressive? Aren't there people with different color skin than white who oppress other people? Seems like the answer to me is yes. There's always somebody somewhere of some stripe or color who believes that they're better than you. And most of them get jobs with government because they believe they have a higher claim over your life and property than you. And isn't it funny that people within government, like the Nazi Pelosi's, the Diane Frankensteins, all these people in political positions of power are telling us to be less racist, for us to be less violent? There is no more violent criminal cartel than the political parasites in Washington's District of Criminals. And they're going to tell you how to act? Give me a break. There's one more slide here. It says in the U.S., this is the one that we just read, but I wanted to show it to you from the slide. In the U.S. and other Western nations, white people, just white people, are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. Did you hear that, white people? You are socialized to feel that you're inherently superior. Did you know that? Oh, you might not think that, but our researchers say, yes, this is true. Because research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it is better to be white, says Coca-Cola. Let's check Coca-Cola stocks. What are Coca-Cola stocks doing right now? Coca-Cola stocks are down 1.9%. They're down $5, and the market's up about 0.5%. I think it's a blue. I think this is a blue chip stock. I think Coke is a Dow component. Isn't that right? Let me see. Let me bring this over here so you can see it. Coke's down about 2%. I think the overall market right now is up 0.5%. At least the last time I looked, it was. Let's see what the Dow's at. Yeah, the Dow is up 0.47%. So the Dow is up 0.5%. I think Coke is a Dow component. I think it's one of the big 30. It's up 0.5% and Coke is down 2%. So I wonder if Coke's going to take a bigger hit than that. Let me just ask you guys, are you free to feel like you're superior to other people? Are you free? Like, what if you owned a business and you put out a curriculum like this that says, hey, I want you to be less black? Are you free to do that? Because this is the land of the free, home of the brave, right? I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I agree with it if you do it. But shouldn't we protect somebody's right to do that? And I'm not saying people shouldn't be outraged about this. I understand why people are outraged about this. This talks about white people. I'm not particularly outraged. It doesn't matter to me what Coca-Cola thinks about white people. Is anybody who's listening to this video right here, whether it's whether you're listening live right now or whether you're listening to it after it's been rendered and uploaded, are you offended that Coca-Cola said this about white people? Specifically, this right here. I mean, I can see how this could be highly offensive to somebody to the point where they would want to sue somebody. Let me go back to it. Where is this? Does this offend you right here? To be less white is to be less oppressive. I can see why it would offend somebody, but why would, I mean, are you offended? Silver Collector says, yes, I'm offended. Yeah, you are offended? Anti-sentence says you are offended? I don't care what Coke says about white people. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me in one bit. It doesn't damage me in any way. I would never seek to sue Coke. I just won't buy their product. I don't buy their product anyway because, I mean, why would you drink battery acid? Why would you drink something you can put on your battery post and dissolve the corrosion? Why would you put 4.0 pH in your stomach? Doesn't make any sense to me. Are on American soil, in the land of the free, home of the brave, are you free to be racist? I contend that you are, and I contend that we should protect people's right to be free to be racist. Do whatever you want to. Make whatever stupid decisions. If you own a mom and pop store and you actually put a curriculum together like this, expect outrage. Expect people not to buy your products. Expect there to be a mob outside of your store protesting what you've said and desiring to boycott your company. Freedom 963 says, I'm only half white, so I'm only half offended. Yeah, like the Gillette ad coming against white people and saying that basically white people are predators, but nobody else is. That didn't offend me. You can say whatever you want to about white people. I don't care. Will I use Gillette products ever again? Not if I can help it. I mean, I might accidentally use it if it's all I got, but I'm not going to go out and buy Gillette products. They haven't earned my my loyalty. No, this doesn't offend me. It really highlights the stupidity of Coke. And, it's not just stupidity. It's stupidity from a business standpoint to do this, because you got to know there's going to be a whistleblower in your company. You got to know that they're going to take this curriculum and they're going to put it out on the internet. It's a very easy thing to do. Just take a picture of it and just upload it to Twitter. Everybody's going to find out about it. I think it's very stupid. Not a good business move. And especially, and maybe Coca-Cola can afford the, to absorb the cost because their stock's trading at $259. Let's see, their past year, I bet it's gone up. Well, it's steadily gone up. I don't know. It actually looks like year over year, they're down about $6. But that's a pretty even trade right there. The last 5 years, what? It's gone from 173 to 259. Coke can absorb whatever bad things might come. At least for a time. A mom and pop shop, they wouldn't be able to stand this. As soon as mainstream media got a hold of it and the outrage really started brewing and the boycott started rolling in, you're probably going to go belly up. Not a smart business move, but I stand by Coke's right to say whatever stupid crap they want to say. Whether I'm offended or not is completely irrelevant. Would I ever seek to go, to launch a lawsuit against them? Guys, if you're not free to be racist, if you're not free to have a superiority complex, you're not free. Freedom is freedom. And freedom is dangerous because a lot of people will take that freedom, they'll take the autonomy that they have, and they will do stupid things with it, and they will be offensive with it. That's just... Own Coke, go broke, says Pauly Peanuts. They have a $220 billion market cap. Let's see. Where's your market cap? 1.86 billion market cap. I'd say that's a pretty big company. Not even close to as big as Amazon. Can you imagine if Amazon or Walmart put out curriculum that said, just change the color. To be less Hispanic is to be less oppressive. Can you imagine if Trump said that? Holy cow. If Trump said what we just watched Creepy Uncle Joe say about, hey, minorities, they don't know how to get on the computer. They don't know how to get on the computer so that they can set up the appointment, so they can get in line, so they can roll up their sleeves and get the you-know-what from you-know-who. People would lose their Shiite. Literally. Guys, don't forget to take a second right now and click that invitation link in the description and in the pinned comment and follow me on my Odyssey channel. Check this out. This is my Odyssey channel right here. And when you click on my invitation link, you're going to be rewarded 3 library tokens, 3 LBC tokens worth 19 cents each. And let me just show you this. On December 11th, this token was only worth 0.009 cents. Now it's worth 19.5 cents. It's like a 1,000 or 1,300% increase just since December 11th. So you're going to be awarded and rewarded 3 LBC tokens just for subscribing to my channel and verifying your account. And when you watch videos, any video you watch, any channel you watch on Odyssey, you're going to be rewarded also with more LBC tokens. LBC is a real cryptocurrency with real value. I will see you guys on Odyssey. While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flicks, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm going to cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are going to think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up. Man, this stuff's so good. People are going to think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love. Well, if Granny does stop by, she's going to fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing. So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.